worth it in the end. But when you got nobody to turn to, just hold on and I'll find you. I'll find you. I'll find you. Just hold on and I'll find you. I'll find you. I'll find you. Just hold on and I'll find you.
They say fear haunts you and pain hates. I say pain strengthens and fear drives faith. And I don't know all of the outcomes, don't know what happens tomorrow. But when that ocean of doubt comes, don't let me drown in my sorrow. And don't let me stay at the bottom. I feel like this hole is too deep to climb. I've been looking for a way out, but I'll settle for a peace of mind. Picking up the pieces of my life and hoping that I put together something right. Tell me all I got is all I need. Tell me you gon' help me stay and fight. The world tryna play with my soul. I'm just tryna find where to go. I'm tryna remember the way. I'm tryna get back to my home. But I can't do this on my own. That's why I'm just trusting in you. Cause I don't know where else to go. And I don't know what else to do.
No, don't let the fear make you feel like you can't fight this on.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin tonight's game, we have a very special celebration here today. If you would turn your attention to the concourse above Section 2, we have a very special guest here today for two reasons. First of all, this individual is holding the game ball, and he will now present it to Dutch, the Hope College mascot, who will bring the ball down to the court for the game. More importantly, our special guest is President Emeritus Dr. Gordon Van Wylen. Ladies and gentlemen, today is his 98th birthday. Dr. Van Wylen served as president of Hope College from 1972 to 1987 and is joined today by his family. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for our very special guest, Dr. Gordon Van Wylen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please remain standing and to honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Please welcome Hope College sophomore, Miss Mercedes Reed.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Mercedes Reed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse here on the campus of Hope College for tonight's men's varsity contest between the Bulldogs of Adrian College and your Hope College Flying Dutchmen. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Bulldogs at 1 forward, a 6'1" freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 1, Jordan Harris. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'4" junior from Flint, number 15, Dennis Towns. At 1 forward for the Bulldogs, a 6'5" senior from Adrian, number 13, Justin Webster. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'5" junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 32, Teddy Ray. Starting at center for the Bulldogs, a 6'5 sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 35, Jeremy Kalanji. And at center for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'6 freshman from Lansing, number 51, Preston Granger. At one guard for the Bulldogs, a 5'11 freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 2, Sam Colbert. And at one guard for the Flying Dutchman, a 5'11 junior from Shelby, number 1, Jason Beckman. And at the final guard spot for the Bulldogs, a 6-foot sophomore from Lafayette, Indiana, number 4, Trayshawn Hurd. And at the final guard spot for the Flying Dutchman, a 5'10 senior from Holland, number 3, Dante Hawkins. Adrian College is coached by Kyle Lindsay. Hope College is coached by Greg Mitchell. Your officials this evening, Mr. Brian Borsma, Mr. Jordan Parks, and Mr. Kevin Quicker.
Good evening, basketball fans. It's Steve Binning alongside Max Neihart here to bring you the action. MIAA matchup, Hope College Flying Dutchman hosting the Adrian Bulldogs. Here on the campus of Hope College inside of DeVos Fieldhouse. And we've got a first place matchup here. Two teams both sitting at 7-3 in the MIAA. Kind of been a crazy time in the league, Max. We've been saying that the last few broadcasts, but here, this is a big one for both of these squads.
Yes, sir.
Getting ready for the tip. If you missed the opening starting lineups, it's Beckman, Hawkins, Towns, Teddy Ray, and Preston Granger for the Flying Dutchman. For the Bulldogs, it's Harris, Colbert, Hurd, Webster, and Kalanji.
Obviously, Hope coming out with a chip on their shoulder after taking an L the first matchup against these guys.
Absolutely. Adrian with the first possession. Here's Harris. Harris hands it off to Hurd. Hurd from way deep as Colbert. That one won't go. A rebound by Ray, but that was from well beyond NBA.
Showing confidence early on.
Absolutely. Here's Hawkins. Hands to Beckman. Beckman coming off the screen, goes up with the left hand, left it a little short. Granger rebound. He gets fouled. So Preston Granger, the freshman, going to the line here early on.
I'd like to see our big guys get a lot of touches tonight as we have the height advantage tonight over Adrian.
Granger, first one, rattles around and falls. 1-0 to the Dutchman. I want to talk about Preston Granger. Saturday, I was at the game at Calvin, as were you, Max. We were actually sitting together, not on the broadcast, but Preston had a heck of a game. I mean, came on strong at the end there, but finished with either, I believe it was 19 or 20 points. And then also the big storyline coming into this game, Jason Beckman and Dante Hawkins finally figured out how to score together on Saturday. That is great news for the Dutchman.
That is scary, too.
Scary for everyone else. 3-ball for Adrian won't fall. Rebound pulled down by Granger. He gives it off to Hawkins, and Hawkins brings it across. Dante picks up his dribble. Needs a teammate, finds Teddy Ray. Teddy Ray sporting the face mask to protect that nose. Injured that in practice this week.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit before the game. He said, if it starts bothering him, he will just take it off.
Nothing wrong with that. Here's Hawkins, crossover, left hand. Left it just a little bit short, and the rebound pulled down by Colbert. Colbert, my apologies. Hands to Harris. Now Colbert again. It's time up top to Hurd. Hurd, couple dribble. Back out to Kalanji. Now to Webster. Webster, left hand. Tries to get a pass inside. That one deflected away and picked up by Teddy Ray, who puts it on the floor, but he'll elect to hand it off to Dante Hawkins, who brings it across. Dennis Towns with it on the wing. Now Teddy Ray tries to go inside, but Preston Granger wasn't on the same page, taken away easily by Harris. Harris pulls up in transition for 3, misses left, rebound pulled down by Harris. Don't think anyone was expecting that shot.
No.
And here's Kalanji working with it, going baseline and dribbled it off his own foot out of bounds.
A few turnovers here early on. I think everyone's still trying to get out the jitters.
Hawkins brings it across. Hawkins now wants to go to work. Hands it off to Beckman. Beckman from the wing. That one goes. Jason Beckman catch and shoot. Knock it down. 5-0 to the Dutchman. 17:42 left in the first half.
Do not let him get hot.
Here's Harris. Harris, hesitation dribble with the right hand.
Nice strong move.
Gets fouled. Can't get the basket to fall, but the freshman will be at the line to shoot 2. Jordan Harris, 6'1" freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Younger brother of?
I believe it was Devin Harris last year for the Bulldogs. That's unconfirmed. I'm just going off intuition here, Max. But obviously, if it is older brother Harris, a name that us Hope fans are way too familiar with. Last year, he was averaging upwards of 25 points a game and came in here and believe the Bulldogs actually lost, but still had a 28 to 30 point performance. Remember calling that game. Harris gets the second one from the line. 5-1. Here's a pass down low towards Granger. Able to save it. Now Teddy Ray open on the wing. This ball movement is incredible, and Teddy Ray knocks it down. 8-1, Max. And hey, the hot Dutchmen are picking up right where they left off on Saturday. Kalanji goes down low to Webster. Webster back to the basket, back to Harris. Harris thought about it, now finds Webster again. Webster backing down Granger, goes to the left, takes it up strong with the right hand, and that's just a nice move by the senior out of Adrian. Webster averaging about 20 points a game, definitely leading this Bulldogs offense. Here's Ray. Now Beckman. Beckman goes down low to Granger. Granger waits for the contact. Nice move there by Preston Granger. Takes it up with the right hand, finishes strong, and hey, that's a mature move from the freshman.
2 Adrian Bulldogs up in the air. Strong finish.
Been saying this on the women's side a lot because we see a lot more freshmen play, but Preston Granger, young guy, and every single time I see him play, Max, I think he's getting better.
Oh yeah, it's fun to watch.
Here's Hurd with it. Now hands off to Colbert. Step back move. That one rattles around and falls. 10-5, so 2 quick buckets for the Bulldogs. See if they can't get things rolling. Hawkins, hands off to Beckman. Beckman back to Hawkins. Hawkins on the wing. Holds, looks over his options, now to Teddy Ray. Dennis Towns on the far wing. Looking for an option, finds Teddy Ray. Ray pulls up from mid-range, knocks it down, so the face mask causing no issues here early on for Teddy Ray. He's 2 for 2 from the field.
Hand down, man down.
Colbert with it. Kicks to Harris. Now Webster. Webster backing down again, now kicks outside. That one up, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Granger. Now Dante Hawkins brings it across. Hawkins leaves for Teddy Ray. Teddy Ray for 3. That one up and good. Teddy Ray. He is loving this. So is DeVos Fieldhouse. Just like that, it's 15-5, and we've got a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here.
Hot shooting early on by Hope. 3-pointers. Off the assist there from Hawkins, so everybody's looking for each other tonight. Not a lot of one-on-one, but that's what you love to see.
Absolutely. And Max, I just want to mention, so I actually have a class with Jason Beckman this half semester. We're taking a leadership class on Tuesday and Thursday mornings together. And we were talking Tuesday after class, and I said, hey, Jason, not like you need another voice in your ear, not like you need another coach or something like that. I was like, dude, but it was sweet to watch you and Dante come out and perform together on Saturday. And he was just like, it was almost like, yeah, I know. But he said, we've been working really hard on it, trying to get that chemistry down. And, one of the missing pieces that we talked about is you haven't had a great game out of Teddy Ray along with Hawkins and Beckman, who are definitely the 3 guys on this Hope team if you're going offensively. And, hey, early on, Teddy Ray's got 8. It's a great sign for the Dutchman.
Yeah, and like you were saying between Beckman and Hawkins, that's just great that they can first acknowledge that between the two and then learn to play with each other. A deadly duo.
Rob McGivney is into the game for the first time this afternoon, or this evening rather.
Got a chance to play with Rob in my freshman year on the JV squad. We like to call him Big Rob. He's got about a size 18 shoe size.
Hurd goes 0 for 2 from the line. So no damage for the foul there on Rob McGivney. Now it's Hawkins looking for Towns, and Towns now catches. Pulls back to Beckman. Beckman waving away. Rob McGivney now goes to work. Kicks out to Hawkins. Hawkins for three. That one left short. Rebound bounces around. Grabbed by Beckman. Back to Hawkins. He thought about it again. Now it just gets the baseline with the left hand. Lays it in. Excellent second chance opportunity there for the Dutchmen. They've got 17 just over 5 minutes into this one.
Shout out Beckman staying with the play, able to get that offensive rebound. Give the Dutchmen another shot.
Here's Hurd going to work on Teddy Ray. Leaves it back to Rainey. Back to Hurd. Now nice pass inside. That's Sloop with it. So Rainey and Sloop into the game for the first time here tonight. Going to see Justin Webster checking back in here momentarily.
We'll also see Riley Lewis check back in soon for Hope.
Thanks, Max, for keeping me honest.
Yes, sir.
Here's Hawkins. Teddy Ray. Heat check. That one up and good. Teddy Ray is into double figures. He's got 11.
Another assist by Hawkins.
Hurd with it. Leaves it back for Rainey. Rainey back to Hurd. Hurd going to work with the right hand. Takes it up strong. Nice movement. Unbelievable finish by Hurd.
And one.
Max, what do you think about that one?
Hey, tough drive. And as a defender, you know, he got two guys up in the air, was still able to squeeze in between them there. Rolled off the backboard.
And nice spin there. Jordan Harris checks back in, as well as Webster. And like you mentioned, Riley Lewis into the game for the first time this evening, and Preston Granger will give McGivney a break. Hurd trying to complete the three-point play. This one up and good. Able to drown out the 0 for 2 chance from the Duke crew.
Yeah, he looked like he was pretty focused that free throw as he took his time.
Hawkins with it. Leaves it for Beckman.
Mismatch down low.
Teddy Ray up top. Now Lewis. Lewis from the wing. Leaves it for Teddy Ray.
Still
Ray thought about it again. Here's
Ray
Granger. Granger goes back to Teddy Ray. Teddy Ray with the right hand finishes. He's perfect from the field. Nice pass there by the freshman, Preston Granger. You were saying it, Max, that mismatch down low. And I mean, Preston Granger, unless he's guarded by Webster right now, with who Adrian has on the floor, it's going to be a mismatch. Nice move here by Hurd, but Teddy Ray sends him back to the floor. Teddy Ray is doing it all. Max, you know what? Leave on the face mask. Why not?
Yeah. Hurd thought he could get away with another little layup, you know, little lane one there.
Not going to happen. Here's Webster with the right hand. Left that one short. Rebound pulled down by Sloop, and he's sent down again. Is that Teddy Ray once more?
It might have been. I saw a couple hands on it.
Yeah, I believe Granger and Teddy Ray helped out.
Sloop, a high riser. We were watching him in warm-ups. Holy cow, that guy can jump.
Webster, nice spin move. Yeah, he got Granger down on the floor. That is a great move there by Justin Webster. Here's Riley Lewis. Outside to Teddy Ray. Going to see Jeff Gorel here in a few moments. Here's Hawkins from the wing for three. That one up and good. The Dutchmen are shooting lights out. Max, I don't know what else to say.
No, and if you're Adrian right now, I don't know what to say. I mean, these guys are just hitting shots.
Here's Webster, spin move, right hand, gets the finish. So Justin Webster starting to come to life. He's got 6. Like I mentioned in the pregame, averages about 20 points a game, just under that. I believe it was 19-4 when I checked the stat sheet. Here's Granger down low, taken away by Hurd, but he steps out of bounds.
That great help side defense there by Hurd.
Now we're going to get a couple more substitutions. Kalanji into the game, as well as Colbert. Teddy Ray gets some applause from the DeVos Fieldhouse faithful.
Quick breather, that man is hot.
Here's Gorel. Gorel from the elbow. That one up and good. So Jeff Gorel comes off the bench, and the hot hand is contagious, Max.
Yeah, hey, great sub there, Coach Mitch.
Jordan Harris blows past everyone, lays it in with the right hand. 27-16. 12-10 to go the first half. So lots of points here early on. Here's Gorel. Gorel guarded by Harris.
Harris hounding him.
Yeah, he
And
is.
his hand on it, out on Gorel.
Harris, just some great defense there. The freshman trying to get the Bulldogs to come to life. And
that's a good
plays
spark.
like that, that's going to do it. Here's Rainey. Hands it off to Harris. Harris comes right. Now goes down low to Webster. Nice pass. Webster catches and puts it up and in. 27-18. Coaching staff for the Bulldogs calling for a stop. Kyle Lindsay, only his second season at Adrian, but obviously doing things well down there. Here's Hawkins from the corner for three. He was bumped. That one almost fell, but he'll be at the line to shoot three. Oh, just two, actually. His foot was on the line. My apologies. So Hawkins at the line.
Hawkins, the preseason All-American here for Hope, and I think he's living up to it.
Yep, first one up and good. I remember early on in the season, last semester, Max, when we got some news about Hawkins getting an injury on the first road trip, and there was fear that he would be out for the season.
Oh,
so
yeah, that hand injury.
Yep, let me tell you, we are thankful that he's doing all right. So
looks like
he is getting three.
Yeah.
So there may have been a correction if we missed it. Our apology, but Dante Hawkins 2 for 2 so far from the line. He's got a chance to go 3 for 3 and get the Dutchman into the third 30-point range, and he does, 30-18. Dennis Towns checks back in at the last buzzer. Here's Harris. Harris left, now right. Sent back by Granger. Rebound pulled down by Webster. Webster throws it off of Hawkins smartly. Nice play there by Webster. Really sticking with that, but Preston Granger getting in on the block party. I want to mention that this is the highest scoring offense in the league in the form of the Dutchman going up against the best defense in the form of the Bulldogs.
That makes for a battle, Steve.
Absolutely does. Kyle Lindsay trying to get his Bulldogs in order. Here's Webster going to work. He runs at Towns, lost it for a moment, gets it outside. That shot up and good from Rainey. Three-point play, that's a big shot. Lead down to 9. 11 minutes still to play here in the first half. Pass down low, that one's taken away by Harris. Harris running at Granger, now guarded by Hawkins. Harris goes right then left, now kicks it outside, nice pass. Kalanji, nice spin move, little ball fake, and then able to finish. And that'll warrant a timeout from the Dutchman. Coach Mitchell just wants to talk things over, but it seems like the Adrian Bulldogs are starting to come alive here. So early on, if we can take a look at the stat sheet, Max, Teddy Ray leads all scorers with 13. Justin Webster has 8 points. He's 4 of 5 from the field. Teddy Ray, of course, 5 for 5 from the field, 3 for 3 from three-point range. Dante Hawkins has 8, including those 3 free throws.
We'll also see Teddy Ray check back in for the Dutchman.
Yeah, Teddy Ray back in, and it's see Colbert, Hurd, Harris is out there, Webster is out there, and Kalanji. So back to the starting lineup for the Bulldogs.
Webster, as expected, with 8 points tonight, leading the team. I just want to talk about his down-low game. You know, he's not going out of his way for anything. He's making some solid moves, getting at the bucket.
Both teams coming out of this timeout now. The Riley Lewis, Teddy Ray, Preston Granger, Dennis Towns, and I believe that's Beckman on the far side of Coach Mitch.
Shout out Chris Ray, the older brother of Teddy Ray, and also a Hope basketball alumni. If you're watching this, you're missing a great one live.
Yeah, it's a chance to shout out to the 243 of you watching live. Big game. Of course, first place up for grabs in the NCAA. Here's Beckman, goes cross court to Riley Lewis. Lewis thought about it, elects to pass to Towns. Now Beckman coming off the screen, long two. That one rattles home. So the Dutchman's still shooting lights out here early on. Roughly 77% from the field. That's a pretty good statistic.
Wow.
Here's Webster. Goes right past Towns, but a foul on the floor. So Towns just got caught reaching.
Full village, foul number 15, that is Towns. That is his first. Team's fourth.
Hurd gets it into Webster. Webster spin move. Takes it up strong with the left hand. That one won't go. Rebound pulled down by Granger. And Towns is down on the floor. I think he may have taken an elbow to the eye, but now he's doing all right. So a short stoppage, but no assistance needed for Dennis Towns. And Jason Beckman will bring it across for the Dutchman. We've eclipsed the 10-minute mark now, Max, 32-23, so we're halfway through this first half. Here's Teddy Ray from the anchor. He won't shoot from there, but hey, I wouldn't doubt if he made it. Towns goes down to Granger. Nice play there by Granger to keep that one alive. Has Beckman. Beckman for three. That one up, won't go. Thought it looked good, but just won't rattle home.
Adrian doing a good job of denying the ball here after seeing some three-pointers go through for Hope.
Here's Harris. That one's taken away by Lewis. And then a nice play by Teddy Ray to hit it up to Beckman, and a woof behind Jason Beckman, but he sifts that out. And then able to give it to Riley Lewis. Lewis going to work, puts it on the floor. Now almost lost the basketball, has to get it off. Hands it to Dennis Towns, and with 13 to shoot, Jason Beckman and the Dutchman offense will reset. 10 to shoot now. Here's Ray. Beckman, 6 to go. Beckman's going to have to go. Now with the left hand, falling away. What a move by Jason Beckman. Gets away from the defense and knocks it down. Jason Beckman has 7.
Over the 6'5", Justin Webster.
Pass outside to Harris. Now in the corner, that one won't go for Colbert. Rebound pulled down by the Dutchman, and Beckman brings it across.
Beckman wants some more, calling for a screen. Mismatch.
Going to get against Webster again. Teddy Ray loses the basketball, but able to retain. Now finds Dennis Towns. Towns goes down low to Granger. Granger in another mismatch. Now gets the help defense. And Lewis for three. That one won't go. Rebound knocked around, pulled down by Towns. Towns try to get it up. Gets it back to Lewis. Lewis from inside the three-point line now gets it to Towns. That one rejected off the backboard by Kalanji. Awkward play there, but a nice block by Kalanji. Harris running at the defense, and he's able to draw the contact and knock it down. No foul called, however. 34-25, 9-point lead for the Dutchman.
Adrian was able to recognize their mismatch, and they went down with the triple team.
There you go.
They were able to recover as well.
Nice pass inside by Towns. Finds Preston Granger. And Dennis Towns, just the lazy point there. I love that. He's putting some hard work in.
He is. So emotional. I love to see it.
Here's Colbert with it. Colbert goes right then left. Finds Harris. Harris inside to Webster. Webster going to work on Towns. Now back out. Believe that's Kalanji for three. Won't go. Rebound pulled down by Towns. And now Riley Lewis brings it across. Lewis coming off the screen. Hands to Teddy Ray. Now Granger inside to Towns. That one knocked away. Ball on the floor. Pulled away by Colbert. And Colbert coming across, but a timeout's called. And it will be a full timeout here for the Bulldogs. So like that, we'll take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, Lawrence and Vanderswart, but we'll be right back.
We've intentionally never had minimum account sizes. Our philosophy has always been, if you're willing to put in the work and we'll collaborate and we set the plan in place and you're willing to go along with this plan and to put forth effort to this plan, we're happy to work with you. It's what we love to do. And so we have people coming in from the very starting point all the way to, to the wealthy people. It's all different scenarios. Financial planning is not just for the wealthy.
Back inside DeVos Fieldhouse, 7:13 to go in the first half, 36-25 in favor of the Dutchman. I'm Steve Binnick, he's Max Neihart, and it's been a tale of one team shooting the ball almost perfectly, Hope shooting at about 70%, and the Adrian Bulldogs, however, have been able to fight their way back into this one. We've got some replays for you right now. Look at the Jason Beckman three from the corner, as well as the hard work from the freshman Preston Granger, which led to a Teddy Ray three on the wing. And like we said, Max, terrifying for every other team in the league, but great news if you're a Dutchman fan. This Dutchman offense really seems to be firing on all cylinders right now. Here's Hurd. He kicks to Colbert. Harris goes down low to Webster. Webster trying to go cross court, elects to go back to Harris. Now Colbert goes inside to Kalanji. Hurd thought about the three, pulls up inside from the inside the perimeter. Rebound pulled down by number 5 for the Dutchman, Ryan Gam. Freshman from Rockford getting his first minutes here. Here's Granger. Granger goes back to Teddy Ray. Now Beckman. Beckman for 3. That one up and good. Jason Beckman into double figures. He's got 10. So Teddy Ray with 13, Jason Beckman with 10, and Hawkins with 8. Don't want to speak too soon, but we may see the big 3 going off tonight here for the Dutchman. Harris thought about the 3. Now goes to work. Nice pass to Webster. Webster with position underneath the basket, but Ryan Gamm there. Both hands tall. Harris for 3. Left it short. Rebound by Beckman. Beckman guarded tightly by Harris, but then spins away from that one, and with 6:09 to go in the first half, the Dutchmen have a chance to extend their 14-point lead. Nice pass to Granger. Granger waits. Now a nice block there from behind by Colbert, but he's whistled for the foul. So Preston Granger once again showing the patience and showing the maturity that he's gained over this season so far.
That is his second. Team's 30.
So Preston Granger.
I saw a little matchup between Ray and Kalanji earlier, and the funny thing is 2 Fort Wayne natives, so I bet they've had a couple battles in their high school days back home.
Absolutely. Rainey back into the game. We'll get a replay for you, and while that replay's showing and Preston's getting ready for his second shot, don't want to put too much pressure on the freshman.
No.
But there's been a little bit of talk of comparison to Harrison Blackledge. Don't know if any Grangers are listening, but if you want your kid compared to one person in this world, Harrison Blackledge, he's up there. For both,
not a bad comparison.
no, not at all. For both his play on the floor, but as well as just his character off the floor. Here's Kalanji, goes inside, and Gamm sends it back to the floor. I don't know what Coach Mitchell has been feeding these guys, but
definitely a nice recruiting class. Bringing in some big boys as we needed, that fresh new set of big guys.
Inbounds pass goes to Colbert. And a foul, a little bit of a push on Hawkins. Coach Mitchell can't believe it. And Jason Beckman brings it back down the floor. So Hawkins picks up his first.
Looks like Hope's going to stay in the 2-3 zone.
Inside to Webster. Webster back to Hurd. Hurd thought about it. And now he finds Rainey, but just too far out of Rainey's reach. And the Dutchmen will take back over. They lead by 16. Hawkins getting direction from Mitchell. And Hawkins brings it across. Now he pulls up from 3. Dante Hawkins knocks it down. He's got 11.
I don't want to necessarily call it a mismatch because 6'5", but Hawkins was able to recognize that and get the quick shot up and over.
There you go. Here's Rainey with it coming off the screen. Leaves it in the corner for Kalanji. Kalanji's got to heat up. That one won't go. Rebound by Granger. Hawkins with it. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Teddy Ray. Haven't seen him shoot since he got subbed out. Back to Hawkins. Hawkins with the left hand. Goes down low to Granger. Granger bobbled it for a minute. Now collects. Beckman wide open for 3. That one left short. And the rebound pulled down by Colbert. 19-point lead for the Dutchmen. Pass in the corner. That 3 up and good from Rainey. Big shot. Gets the lead back down to 16. Rather the deficit. And now Dante Hawkins will bring it across and slow things down for the Dutchmen. Jason Beckman now from the anchor. Goes right, now left. Beckman, left hand, right hand stops and pops. Nice looking finish there from Jason Beckman. And hey, this is what I'm talking about. You see Dante Hawkins just hand the ball off to Beckman, and they have the confidence now in one another halfway through this season. Well, more than that, really 3/4 through the season. And a nice pass down low, meanwhile, to Kalanji. That was Hurd. No look pass down low.
Yeah, their whole team's able to feed off each other right now. I mean, obviously it's a lot easier when everybody's hitting shots to do that, but.
That's right. Here's a pass that almost went across for a backcourt violation. Beckman knows where he was, however. Hawkins looking for Beckman. Beckman able to collect after the deflection. Hawkins for 3, knocks it down. Jason Beckman to Dante Hawkins again. Hawkins has 14. Dutchman shooting 65% from three-point land. Here's Webster spinning, tries to take it up. Oh. There's my bias coming through, Max. Don't know about that one, but Webster spinning, wheeling and dealing on his way to the basket, gets an arm. You decide for yourself on the replay. Lots of ball, lots of arm. I don't know. Could have gone either way.
Going back to Hope, I just want to put some emphasis on how these guys are sharing the ball. A lot of these three-pointers are coming off, assists.
And 19-point lead for the Dutchman. Webster misses the front end of the 2 shots. Second one from Webster up and good. Big fella's got 9 for the Bulldogs. Hawkins brings it across. Finds Teddy Ray. Beckman with it on the wing. Luke Dreyer into the game for the first time. Work down to Teddy Ray in the corner, and we're going to get a foul underneath. This one on Colbert as Hawkins got away from him. Don't really think Colbert had a choice there but to foul. It's his second. Rather, his third. Yeah. Colbert, another freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Hawkins tries to go into Dreyer. That one taken away. Now Rainey, jump stop, right hand, won't go. Left it short, rebound by Teddy Ray. Finds Beckman. Beckman up the line to Hawkins, and then a hard foul. And Hawkins and Webster, I think, are both okay, but a little bit of knee-to-knee action right in front of us, Max.
Ouch, yeah.
Here's a replay.
Both just hustling after the ball.
Absolutely, yeah, no ill intention there, but yeah, right in front of us. Max, lots of contact. But good to see these guys getting after it.
Yes.
And Webster's going to pick up his first. The official's just making sure that that's taken care of. And you can see Teddy Ray in the bottom right corner of your screen tying a shoe. Now the whistle to get things underway again as Beckman inbounds to Hawkins. And with 25 to shoot and 3 minutes to go in the first half, the Dutchmen have a chance here to extend their lead. Pass inside, deflected away by Rainey. Hawkins was looking for Ryan Gamm down there. Nice defensive play by Rainey. Luke Dreyer hands it to Hawkins. Hawkins down on the wing. Now Teddy Ray. This is the real heat check. That one won't fall, so his first missed shot of the evening. Still 49-31.
Looked good from our angle, Steve.
It did look good. Here's Colbert. Rainey dribbles in an illegal screen. This one's going to be called on Jared Sloop, the freshman out of Adrian.
That is his first, team's 6. Entering the line for the Bulldogs, number 4, Trayshawn Hurd.
Trayshawn Hurd back into the game for the Bulldogs, as well as Jeremy Kalanji. And with 2:33 left, Dutchman still trying to get that lead up there. 18 points right now. Here's Beckman with it. Goes to Hawkins. Hawkins getting the screen from Gamm. Now back to Teddy Ray. Patient play here by the Dutchman. Dreyer finds Gamm. Beckman. Double teamed there. Beckman into the paint now. Falling away. Right hand. And Jason Beckman he's not really missing here tonight.
No.
He's got 14.
He's able to drive in, jump over the top of the defender, and just hang in the air.
Here's Colbert with it. Colbert for 3. That one from deep. We saw him pull up from deep earlier, and hey, that's dangerous. Don't sleep on the Bulldogs just yet. Still a lot of basketball to play. Here's Beckman. Back to Dreyer. Dreyer pulls up. Hot hand is everywhere. Luke Dreyer just inside the perimeter knocks it down.
People able to come off the bench even. And
Absolutely.
Nice shot.
Senior captain out of Zealand. Now a three-point play here again for the Bulldogs won't fall. Rebound pulled down by Gamm, and Hawkins under a minute and a half to play in the first half. And he confidently strides across half court. Hawkins spinning left hand, takes it up strong, and he was fouled by someone on the way up. Believe they're going to get Rainey.
Yeah, I believe Rainey got him right across the arm.
So we'll see it there. Nice shot of Dante Hawkins going to work. And then, yeah, Keon Rainey just reaching across the body. Now Hawkins, who is tied for the lead of scoring with 14. This one up and good. Make it 15. Leads all scorers. And for the first time tonight, the Flying Dutchmen have a 20-point lead. It's 54-34. So a team that only put up, I believe it was, 30 max against the Calvin Knights in the first half?
I believe so.
Yeah, putting up 54 against the #1 ranked defense in the MIAA. I'll take it. Here's Hawkins. He knocks down the second 21-point lead now for the Dutchmen. 55-34. Rainey catches at the base of the anchor. Now back to Harris. Harris, fancy crossover dribble. Nowhere to go. Hands back to 14, Oganowski. Oganowski into the game for the first time. And here's Harris for a 3. That one up and good. So, I mean, these kids can shoot for the Bulldogs. Get an open look, and they're usually knocking it down. Dreyer with it. Goes back to Hawkins. Hawkins on the wing. Teddy Ray from the corner. That one long. Won't go. Rebound poked around, but pulled down by Oganowski. Oganowski gets across, and now Harris with the basketball goes to Hurd. Hurd, nice crossover. Finds Oganowski in the corner for 3. That one up and good. So the freshman out of Greenwood knocks down his first points of the night. 55-40, and just like that, I mean, 2 3-point plays, and Bulldogs are cutting into this lead. 15-point lead now. 10 seconds to go in the half. Dutchman will hold for the last shot. Dante Hawkins with 5 seconds. Step back 3, that one up, left short, won't go. Hurd with a chance, he gets it off, but misses right and short, won't go. So at the break, Dutchman with 55, Bulldogs with 40. We'll have some replays for you and some messages from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. 15 minutes. Steve Binnig and Max Neihart will be right back.
My 32 years, I can look back at clients and realize that when I started with them in my mid-30s, I was one of many professionals in their life. But since then, their doctors retired, their attorneys retired, their ministers retired, all the key people in their life retired, but we're still there. And over time, we end up being very, very close to our clients. It's very hard to talk about your financial history without talking about your family history. We get to know it, we keep it confidential, and you can't help but begin to love these people.
President, the Reverend Dr. Dennis Voskel, his wife Betty, and 3 of our football captains, Justin Fairfield, Mike McClusiak, and Jacob Pardnay, are presenting a check to Purple Community for $14,331.78 to Van Andel Institute Chairman and CEO David Van Andel, Hope College Class of 1983, and Carol Van Andel, Hope College Class of 1981. The proceeds will help fund Van Andel Institute's life-saving research, as well as a summer internship for a Hope College student to perform research in a Van Andel Institute laboratory. Senior Natalie Filipowicz, a biology major from Novi, Michigan, will be the next Hope College intern at Van Andel Institute and will work with Dr. Proska Sabo. Ladies and gentlemen, our president, the Reverend Dr. Dennis Voskel.
Hope College is grateful for the partnership with the Van Andel Institute. Each year, our students are invited to participate in the wonderful research that takes place at the Institute for Cancer. And each year, Hope College athletes participate in the Purple Games. And we're adding to the Purple Game teams. So it's a wonderful partnership, and we are grateful for it and grateful for this opportunity to give back to the Institute. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Voskel. Also, thank you to the football team and the other athletic sports that had the Purple Games this year. And a big thank you to the Hope community. Every year you show your generous hearts in supporting these games, and it doesn't go unnoticed by both Carol and myself. We want to thank you from both of us for everything that you do to support not only Hope College, but also the athletes and the students. And this will sponsor a student in an internship at the Van Andel Institute. Tomorrow's best and brightest will be trained by today's best and brightest, and hopefully one day they will find a cure for some of the things that we're working on. Thank you again for everything that you do for us. And go Hope!
Here are your individual scoring stats from the first half. First, for the Bulldogs of Adrian College, number 30, Jared Sloop with 2 points. Number 4, Trayshawn Hurd. And number 14, Kaz Oganowski, each with 3 points. Number 35, Jeremy Kalanji with 4 points. Number 2, Sam Colbert with 5 points. Number 11, Keon Rainey with 6 points. Number 1, Jordan Harris with 8 points. And team high honors to number 13, Justin Webster, leading the way for the Bulldogs with 9 points. For the Flying Dutchman, number 33, Jeff Gorel with 2 points. Number 11, Luke Dreyer with 2 points. Number 51, Preston Granger with 8 points. Number 32, Teddy Ray with 13 points. Number 1, Jason Beckman with 14 points. And team and game high honors to number 3, Dante Hawkins, leading the way for the Flying Dutchman in the first half with 16 points. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, if you keep your attention to the court at this time for the opportunity to catch a t-shirt from Dutch operating the Hope College t-shirt gun, please go after a shirt at your own peril.
I'm on my way, get up my way. I'm running late. What can I say?
Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, judging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring. I got 20,000 deep up in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am. How could I forget? I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
I'm feeling glorious. The crib looking victorious. You know that we've been going it since we hopped out that DeLorean. Yeah, we went on guard. Things are just things. They don't make you who you are. Can't pack up a U-Haul and take it with you when you're gone. We posted on the porch, my family's glasses to the stars. My grandma smiling down on me like, whoop, that boy got bars. Okay, yes I do. I said amen and hallelujah. Let me testify to another morning. A morning won't let self get in my way. I got my breath, I got my faith, and I remember why I came.
Glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am. How could I forget? I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious. We gon' be alright, put that on my life. When I open my eyes, hope I see you shine. We're planting our flag, they don't understand. The world is up for grabs. We gon' be alright, put that on my life. When I open my eyes, hope I see you shine. We're planting our flag, they don't understand. The world is up for grabs. I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am. How could I forget? I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
Welcome back inside the Voss Fieldhouse. Steve Benning alongside Max Neihart. getting ready for some second half action between the Adrian Bulldogs and the hosts, Hope College Flying Dutchmen. Fast pace in the first half. Dutchmen putting up 55 on the Bulldogs. But however, Adrian trying to stay in it. They've got 40, so not a small number either. I mean, when you're on pace for a 110-80 game, you expect that both teams are shooting all but lights out. So talk about some of those stats. Dante Hawkins leads all scorers with 16. Beckman trails him only by a bucket with 14. Teddy Ray, who was 5 for 5 at one point, cooled off at the end, but he's got 13. On the other side, it's Justin Webster, Jordan Harris, and Keon Rainey with 9, 8, and 6 points respectively. Want to talk about the boards down low. Preston Granger, he has 5 rebounds for the Dutchman, and then a handful of players on Adrian with 2, Teddy Ray and Dennis Towns with 3 apiece. Then a handful of assists for a couple guys. Dante Hawkins with 5, Beckman with 4. On the other side, 4 for Trayshawn Hurd, really been the facilitator of the offense in the first half for the Bulldogs. But, you know, Max, few storylines to talk about. I mentioned it at the beginning of the game. You look at the likes of Hawkins and Beckman, they seem like they're on the same wavelength. That's been not necessarily an issue, but obviously when you have a guy that's kind of been the face of the program in Dante Hawkins for the past now 4 years, and you bring in a guy like Jason Beckman, everyone knows him as one of the most disciplined, best, I mean, just hardest work ethics that you'll see, or best work ethics that you'll see, comes into the program here this year. You'd expect a little bit of just natural head-to-head, you know, competition, if you will. I mean, they're both competitive guys, but
yeah, which is great. You know, it happens in the NBA all the time. You see guys get traded, and they got to learn how to play with each other. In the NBA, you know, they get 82 games to figure it out.
Right,
These guys only get a few.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, here we are at 21 game mark. This is the 22nd, and that's a great point, Max, something I wouldn't have thought of, but it's nice to see these guys figuring it out. Add on top of that, I mean, I don't want to take anything away from the professionals. Number one, I mean, this is Division III basketball, but the professionals, they're working at it all of the time. These guys they've got class. I mean, they've got social stuff. They've got all sorts of things outside of basketball and off the floor that they've got to work on. But yeah, it's been really been fun to see Beckman and Hawkins work together these past few games. See if they can continue it now. We're back underway. Jason Beckman brings it across. Dutchman now attacking from right to left across your screen. Pass inside to Granger. Granger waits, takes it up, and Preston Granger, he's into double figures now. Big freshman out of Lansing.
4 out of 5 starters in double digits.
Webster, back to Hurd. Harris. Harris goes baseline, leaves it for Webster. Webster inside, he's rejected. Ball on the floor. Couple bodies on the floor as well, and the rebound eventually comes down to Beckman. Nice play by Teddy Ray. Face mask and all, getting down on the floor, getting dirty. Here's Hawkins, hesitation, now leaves it for Beckman. Beckman thought about it, goes left, now right, and just threw that one out of bounds. A rare mistake by Jason Beckman, and he's not happy with himself.
No, he is not.
Number 11, Keon Rainey.
Rainey checks in for the first time this half. Brings it across, finds Harris. Harris to Webster. 57-40. Rainey from the wing. Up top to Hurd. Hurd back to Webster. Rainey goes baseline, now leaves it for Webster. Webster lost it, ball batted around. Grabbed eventually by Teddy Ray, so 2 takeaways here for the Dutchman defense. Hawkins leaves it for Ray. Beckman from the wing. Back up top to Hawkins. Hawkins far wing, Dennis Towns. Swings around to Teddy Ray. Now back to Beckman. Beckman backs up, 10 to shoot. Beckman going to work, leaves it for Hawkins. Hawkins with the left hand, attacks the basket right at Webster. High off the glass, won't go. Rebound tipped around, grabbed by Harris. Bulldogs going the other way. Harris almost had that one taken away. Hurd, however, hands it back to Harris. Now back to Hurd. Hurd from the wing. Little drop step. Now goes down low to Kalonji. Kalonji inside to Webster. Webster with a good position. Spin move. Now takes it up with the left hand. Left it short. Rebound pulled down by Towns. Great defense by Preston Granger. Here, our colleague behind us, Max, talking that. And yeah, so
the help defense has been there all night as well, especially on that nice spin move that Webster has.
Yeah, that's right. Justin Webster, he's an excellent player, one of the leading scorers in the NCAA. Here's a cross-court pass to Ray. Ray has to climb the ladder to grab that one, and now we're going to get a offensive foul. Yeah, just getting Preston Granger for a push-off.
Hope College foul number 51, Preston Granger. That is his first.
The crowd didn't really like that one, but the ref looked pretty confident in his call. And
Right, yeah.
That's what you like to see from referees when they're confident about it.
Harris back to Rainey. Rainey goes right, then left. Hands it underneath. That's for Kalanji. Kalanji with the right hand and able to muscle that one up and off the glass and in.
Jeremy Kalanji.
57-42, 15-point lead still for the Dutchman, 17:30 to go. Adrian still with a lot of work to do. Hawkins back to Beckman. 17 to shoot. Beckman goes right with the right hand and able to blow past Webster there. Lays it in, 59-42.
The scoop layup.
Got that right, and 16 points for Beckman. He and Hawkins lead all scorers with 16 apiece. Here's Rainey. Finds Hurd. Hurd for 3. Off the back iron, won't fall. Rebound comes down to Teddy Ray. Hawkins with it. Hawkins wants to go. Runs right into Hurd, and a blocking foul. Kind of inevitable there as Hurd and Hawkins just ran into each other.
Adrian fouls on number 4. Trayshawn Hurd. That's his first. Team's first. Entering the lineup for the Bulldogs, number 2, Sam Colbert.
Beckman to Hawkins. Hawkins, nice couple moves there. Now leaves it underneath for Granger. Granger has a shooter outside if he wants it. He doesn't. And that one tipped out of bounds, going back to the Dutchman with 13 to shoot. Nice shake and bake move there by Dante Hawkins. He is shifty. He is shifty.
I remember just trying to guard him open gyms as a freshman when I was on the JV team, and wow, was that hard.
Max, I think that's the first time the broadcast has heard my real laugh. Here's Hawkins going to the basket.
And
basket won't count. Basket won't count. Referee was waving that off. Waves off the progression, but he picks up that one. But yeah, my apologies and you're welcome, whatever you like, to those listening. Not often that comes out. Here's the inbounds pass to Beckman. Beckman from the elbow with a hand in his face. Doesn't matter. Jason Beckman knocks it down, 61-42. Hurd leaves it for Rainey. Now 3.5 into this one. Rather into the second half. Pass down low to Hurd. Hurd falling away from the basket. That tipped away, and it's going to come to Beckman at the end of it. Now Granger running the floor. One defender to beat. He goes up, tries to throw down, and a hard foul there as Sam Colbert wasn't about to let that happen. But Preston Granger, Max, we were talking about it in the pregame. We haven't seen a dunk at the Voss Fieldhouse in quite a while. Let me tell you, it's not full, but this place would have erupted had that gone down.
Colbert was kind of shaking his head after the foul. He said, no, nobody can dunk on me.
Granger. First one up and good. Here's a replay as Granger just running the floor, and yeah.
Boom.
Colbert made sure that one didn't get flushed.
Oh, and then the first missed free throw for Hope on the night.
Second one won't fall, like Max just said, and a tug. Teddy Ray, that's only his first. So, I mean, as you look down the scoreboard, Max, each player on the floor for Hope only with 1 foul. Got to keep in mind that Colbert is playing now with 4 fouls, and we've still got 16 to go. Kalanji with the right hand won't go. Rebound pulled down by Dennis Towns, and now Kalanji's going to pick up his first. Lots of bodies on the floor, and Kyle Lindsay, rightfully so, was standing in my way, so couldn't see the numbers. Now Dante Hawkins will bring it across for the Dutchman. He finds Beckman. Beckman back to Dante Hawkins. Now Towns. Tries to find Hawkins, lots of contact, and Hurd going right at Towns now. Likes to come back out. Leaves it for Harris. Harris thought about it, got the defender in the air, then lost the basketball. Now Dennis Towns lost the basketball, and he's able to get it back to Beckman. And that'll get an applause from the Voss Fieldhouse crowd as they like that. Here's Hawkins with it. Goes right, now pulls back from 3. That one up and good, Dante Hawkins. You love to see it, and that'll be a full timeout from head coach Greg Mitchell. So Dante Hawkins has 19, the Dutchman have 65. It's 65-42. We'll take a minute timeout.
more than a manager, you're not just saying, wow, you came in, thanks for coming in, and you know, this is what your investment did. It's so much more than that. There's so much more going on in their lives than just these investments, and it's good to understand that totality so that you can say, well, you know, I know there's a better way of doing this, or I have a resource. I know, you know, there's some other resources that we can help you with here. So it's not just financial planning, it's serving people. It's serving people and loving on people, and that's very joyful.
Back inside DeVos Fieldhouse, Steve Binning alongside Max Neihart. Coming off that full timeout taken by Greg Mitchell and company, Dante Hawkins just knocked down a three-pointer. He leads all scorers with 19, Jason Beckman with 18. Max, at the Chick-fil-A before the Calvin game, just over this weekend.
Yes.
You, I, and our friends are sitting down for a meal, right? I don't often take credit for these things, but I said, you know what, fellas? I think this afternoon is the time where Beckman and Hawkins are going to start scoring. And you guys all looked at me.
You said that.
You looked at me and you were like, there's no way, Steve. Not the Calvin game.
Yep.
Here we are again. They did it on Saturday. They're doing it again here tonight. 65-42. This Dutchman offense is rolling. The Dutchman defense has been rolling this second half. See what the Bulldogs can't do to respond. Here's Hurd. Hurd in the paint, nowhere to go. Back outside, this one to Colbert. Colbert playing with 4 fouls. And a block here by Preston Granger as Hurd took that one up.
Granger.
Gonna have to do more than that to get around Granger.
For our Holland residents, speaking of Chick-fil-A, coming soon.
That's right.
I've been counting down the days. I think it's coming here in February, actually.
Yeah, right. Actually, I believe it opens up tomorrow.
No way.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah. We got to talk about basketball, Max. Here's a pass out of bounds going back to the Dutchman. But, yeah, no, never a bad thing when the Chick-fil-A opens up.
No.
Free advertising from Steve Binning and Max Neihart.
Yeah, we'll accept those checks later.
Yeah, seriously. Here's Hawkins. Gives it back to Beckman. Beckman, guarded by Webster. Pulls up from 3 in his face. Jason Beckman, ice in his veins.
What do you do about that, Steve? I mean,
you don't do much. You just let the kid score. Beckman's got 21.
I mean, defensively, I'm just trying to put myself in Adrian's shoes. But when you're shooting like this, there's not a whole lot you can do.
No. I mean, Hope probably is the best team in the country right now. I should say, literally right at this moment, the way they're shooting.
Yep. Exactly.
Hey, don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
No.
Here's Kalanji. Kalanji spins around, now leaves it for Hurd. Hurd puts it on the floor, attacks the basket right hand. Nice looking take there from Hurd. That'll work. So uses the full shot clock, and the Adrian Bulldogs going to need a lot more of that as they trail the Dutchman by 24. Beckman to Towns. Now Teddy Ray. Towns down low. Guarded by Hurd. Help defense comes. Towns tries to get it across, but Kalanji takes that one away. Now plays Colbert into space. And Hurd with it. Gets the screen from Kalanji. Hurd goes down low to Webster. Webster going to work, and we're going to get a walk here. Yep. Dennis Towns, great defense. Teddy Ray knew it right away, and Teddy Ray is also going to need to take a break. Looks like maybe a Charlie horse.
Yeah, he'll probably just walk that one off real quick.
Yep. Never feels good, I'll tell you that much. And now Riley Lewis back into the game. And Ryan Gam's going to check back in. Dennis Towns will take a break. Dennis Towns been a little bit quiet on the scoring end of things, but he's put in some really good minutes defensively.
He has.
Hawkins brings it across. Now Riley Lewis. Granger. Outside the perimeter, not where we see him usually. Here's Hawkins.
There's definitely going to be a mismatch here for Hope as we have Granger and Gam on the floor at the same time.
Right. 10 to shoot. Dante Hawkins going to work, has Gam on the back door and stepped out of bounds.
Ooh.
Yeah, nothing really you can do about that. I just think Ryan Gam's shoes a little bit too big to fit the floor there. Hurd brings it across. Sophomore out of Lafayette, Indiana. Pass down low to Kalanji, and he just got obliterated there by Preston Granger, but that's only Granger's second. 12:51 to play, 68-44. Haven't seen a bucket in a few minutes here. Kalonji, first one, rattles out, won't fall. Second one from Kalonji, finds its way home. 68-45, lead down to 23. Hawkins finds Granger, who goes to Lewis. Now Beckman. Outside to Hawkins, inside to Granger. Granger tries to spin through, ripped away by Harris. Granger's got to be careful not to get a unneeded foul there. There's a pass to Hurd. Hurd running right at Granger, and then Granger's going to pick up his third. So 2 fouls in quick succession for Preston Granger. And good to see an upperclassman, Jason Beckman, getting over to him and just saying, hey, calm down, keep your head, you're good.
I've been keeping an eye on Hurd and Granger. Hurd, those two exchanged a couple words here and there throughout the last few plays.
Yeah, it's funny. So I mentioned earlier Harry Blackledge and Preston Granger. Well, Preston Granger has been being compared to Harry recently, and you know, I always was surprised. Harry was a little bit of a trash talker, not in a bad way, but he'd like to get into it with guys. Here's Kalonji rising high, but unable to, lost that one on the way up, can't finish. So I mean, maybe another thing they have in common.
Sneaky. I guess that's the essence of trash talk.
Just competitive guys. Yeah, just competitive guys. Nothing wrong with a little tongue in cheek, you know. Here's Lewis. Lewis comes off the screen, leaves it for McGivney. McGivney puts the ball on the floor, lost it, and now it goes back to Harris. Turnover there for the Dutchman. And now down low to Webster. Webster going to work on McGivney. Spins away from McGivney and somehow gets that one to fall. And a timeout called here by the Bulldogs. So a full timeout. That means we can take a break. Score is 68-47 in favor of the Dutchman. We'll be back in about a minute.
Hit the road.
Honey, did you remember to bring the GPS?
Nope.
Oh. Well, you have an app on your phone to tell us how to get where we're going?
I do not.
Really? So you have an actual map, like the kind that are hard to fold? You just know where you're going?
No idea.
Don't be this guy when it comes to financial planning. LVZ Advisors. We'll help get you there.
Hey, we're a little lost. Do you know where the lake is? Yeah.
Welcome back inside DeVos Fieldhouse. 11:50 to go in this one. Dutchman in control thus far. 21-point lead over the visiting Adrian Bulldogs, 68-47. DeVos Fieldhouse, never an easy place to come and play. Riley Lewis will bring it across, so it's Lewis, Gorel, Gam, McGivney, and Beckman. A little bit of a different lineup for the Dutchman coming off that timeout. Lewis up top to Beckman. Now McGivney. Ryan Gam finds Lewis. Lewis thought about it, hands it off for Gorel. Gorel thought about it as well. Now nowhere to go, pulls up from the elbow, left that one short, and the rebound out of bounds at the end of it. Nice play there by Gam, trying to keep it alive, but the Bulldogs will take over. I think Gorel just felt a little bit rushed there. Here's Hurd with it. Now outside for Colbert. Colbert for three. 18-point lead. See if the Bulldogs can't pull together a little bit of a run here.
As Coach Lindsay's screaming, get a stop, get a stop.
Beckman with it, going right at the basket. Left that one short. Rebound pulled down by Kalonji. And the Bulldogs want to run it. Hurd with it. Hurd steps into the paint. Left it outside for Colbert in transition. Now it's Harris for three. That one up, won't go. Would have been a huge shot for the Bulldogs. Here's Lewis. Lewis, couple crossovers. And the foul underneath as Jordan Harris wants to have a word with the officials. Freshman just looking for some explanation. Now Dante Hawkins back into the game. And Luke Dreyer checking in. Rob McGivney and Jeff Gorel will find their seat on the bench once more. Inbound coming for Dreyer. He finds Gam, leaves it for Dreyer in the corner. Dreyer now coming off the screen, goes up with the right hand, off the glass, won't go. Tipped back in by Gam, wouldn't fall. But a nice play there by the freshman. Almost got the bench up here for the Dutchman. Here's Hurd on the wing. Goes inside to Kalanji. From deep again is Colbert, and that rattles home.
It's a friendly roll.
Don't let the kid shoot. He's got 11. Keep in mind 4 fouls too. Got to be careful.
He'll pull up from anywhere.
Yeah, Sam Colbert heating up from outside.
From the anchor.
Hawkins with it. Puts the ball on the floor and then gets the foul. And just like that, Max, I hate to say it, but that's going to do it for Sam Colbert here tonight.
The guy that was just starting to get hot.
Yep.
He's not happy.
You know, as I'm watching him walk off the floor, visibly frustrated, but let me tell you, freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, this kid sticks around.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the name Sam Colbert the next few years. You look at this roster for the Bulldogs. Jordan Harris, Sam Colbert going down. Oganowski, who came off the bench earlier, also a freshman. Sloop, a freshman. And then you look at, I mean, the guys like Kalanji. You've got Rainey, Hurd, all sophomores. I mean, besides Webster, who obviously is a guy they're going to need to replace and to at least some extent. Besides that, I mean, they have just got youth across this team. Here's Riley Lewis. Speaking of youth, the sophomore gets the pass from Dante Hawkins, and he knocks down the straightaway three, 71-53, under 10 minutes to go. Dutchman in control. Inside to Kalanji. Kalanji now faces the basket with the right hand, gets that one to roll home. Just walked around Granger. I think Granger smartly trying to avoid the contact. Here's Hawkins. Leaves it to Dreyer. Dreyer directing traffic. Goes back to Lewis. Lewis goes right into the paint, and that's going to be a walk. Yep, as Lewis just took 3 steps. And DeVos Fieldhouse doesn't like it, but let me tell you, from our angle, Max, he took one too many steps.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's Hurd. Bringing it across quickly. Leaves it for Rainey, back to Hurd. Hurd steps inside the perimeter. Kicks outside. That's Rainey with it, back to Hurd. Now Kalanji. Kalanji goes down to Webster. Webster guarded tightly there by 2 men. And Beckman and Dreyer see who the referees get here. And that'll be Dreyer. So Luke Dreyer picks up his first. Interesting there by Luke Dreyer. You see him raise the finger as if he's taking responsibility for that. Smart play. Beckman only has 1, but he doesn't want his buddy to get into more foul trouble. Veteran move there by the senior captain from Zeeland. Webster, first one up and good. 71-56. Dennis Towns going to check back in.
I'd say that's a good foul for Dreyer as well, as he's, getting a few minutes here and there, but make the big man earn them though.
Webster, second one up and good. He's got 13, leads all scorers for the Bulldogs. Hawkins on the wing. He's guarded by Rainey. Now attacks. Lost the basketball. And Kalanji with it. And he's going to throw that one down. So there's the dunk we're looking for. 71-59. And a full timeout coming here for the Bulldogs. 8:47 left to play. 71-59. Just a 12-point lead all of a sudden for the Dutchman. Got a lot of basketball yet to go, Max.
Yeah, spark come to Adrian after that.
Absolutely.
By Kalanji.
We'll take a quick break. Be back in about a minute.
We've intentionally never had minimum account sizes. Our philosophy has always been, if you're willing to put in the work and we'll collaborate and we set the plan in place and you're willing to go along with this plan and to put forth effort to this plan, we're happy to work with you. It's what we love to do. And so we have people coming in from the very starting point all the way to, to the wealthy people. It's all different scenarios. Financial planning is not just for the wealthy.
Welcome back inside DeVos Fieldhouse. Steve Binning alongside Max Neihart. And sometimes I'll do this, Max. I'll be texting some of the soccer players during the breaks that we get. And freshman on the team just reminded me, for Detroit Pistons fans out there, Rip
Oh, no.
Hamilton. Rip Hamilton with the mask. And he says, Steve, Teddy's shooting like Rip Hamilton tonight. I think it's the mask. You got to love that.
It's got to be.
So Teddy Ray, we've been
Getting
talking about
some love.
comparisons here tonight. That one's a bit of a stretch in my opinion, but
Rip Hamilton, baby.
yeah, that's a blast from the past. I mean, not for many folks out there, but us Gen Z millennials, whatever you want to call us, that's a blast from the past. Here's Hawkins. Beckman wants the ISO. Got to get some points on the board if you're the Dutchman. Pass inside to Granger and another turnover. Bulldog bench starting to come alive.
Yeah, I mean, eight and a half minutes is plenty of time for the Bulldogs.
Hey, 12. It's not a big deficit. Rainey brings it across. Hurd spinning, trying to get up, and yeah, there's a travel for Hurd. Had nowhere to go. So Dutchman bailed out there by a turnover by the Bulldogs. Positive coaching coming from Kyle Lindsay and company. Just reminding their boys to get a stop. Here's Beckman. Outside to Hawkins. Granger in the corner. Ball over his head. Finds Teddy Ray. Hawkins thought about it. Now blows past Rainey. Leaves it underneath for Granger, but a nice block there. That was Hurd. And now Hurd brings it across. Hurd, hesitation dribble, leaves it outside. Nice pass there to the corner, and Kalanji going to work, puts that one up and in. 10-point lead. Bulldogs cutting into this one. DeVos Fieldhouse starting to come to life. I mean, they need it. Dutchmen need it. Towns goes down low to Granger, and a huge foul by Rainey as he was expecting the shot to go right up, but Preston Granger just patiently waited underneath, and now we'll go to the line to shoot two.
Granger getting back to the basics. You know, the last couple possessions he got blocked. I think that really made him remember, hey, I got to get a couple shot fakes up on these guys before I go up. And he was able to get to the free throw line because of it.
Granger leaves that one short. Granger's second one will go, so lid is off the basket for the Dutchman. (72-61). Pass down low to Webster. Webster going to work on Towns. Gets underneath, and with the left hand, able to put it home. Webster's got 15. Hawkins with it. You can feel the momentum starting to swing. Granger puts the ball on the floor and then lost it, but a foul called. And I'm going to have to agree with the Adrian bench. I don't think there was much there. I think Preston Granger just made a mistake and got bailed out by the officials. 8 fouls. You judge for yourself. Don't let me judge for you, but I don't know. Preston Granger back at the line to shoot two. Rather, just the 1-and-1. Single bonus here for the Dutchman. First one from Preston, up and good. Nothing but net. Cool head, Preston Granger. Preston Granger knocks down the second, 74-63, just a full timeout rather, by Greg Mitchell. So we'll take a quick break. Once again, hearing from our sponsors, Lawrence and Vanderswart. We'll be right back.
You know, when you're more than a manager, you're not just saying, wow, you came in, thanks for coming in, and you know, this is what your investment did. It's so much more than that. There's so much more going on in their lives than just these investments, and it's good to understand that totality so that you can say, well, you know, I know there's a better way of doing this, or I have a resource. I know, you know, there's some other resources that we can help you with here. So it's not just financial planning. It's serving people. It's serving people and loving on people. And that's very joyful.
Welcome back inside DeVos Fieldhouse. Steve Binning alongside Max Neihart. Hope College, Adrian College. 74-63, this one for sole possession at the top of the MIAA. Actually, I take that back. We're going to have to wait and see what Trine, I believe, does tonight. I think that's the other team.
Yeah, that's correct.
Are they? They might be in 4th place. Who else would be at the top? Olivet. Olivet. Have to see what Olivet did or is doing tonight. Don't have a score for you on that one.
And still a couple MIAA games, regular season games to be played between all the teams, so a lot could happen.
Absolutely, yes, it could. Here's Rainey. Finds Kalonji. Now down to Webster. Webster takes it up strong, gets the and one. Justin Webster, senior leader for the Adrian Bulldogs, and he's putting in the work down low. For the first time in a long time, it's a single-digit lead at 9 points for the Dutchman. Ryan Gamm subbing in for Granger. Granger's got 4. Still 6:49 left in this one. A reminder for those of you who were listening earlier or just checking in now, Dutchmen have led by as many as 24. The lead is now down to 8. 2/3 of the way there. We'll see if the Bulldogs can keep it up. Hawkins now to Teddy Ray. Finds Towns. Hands it back to Hawkins. Hawkins from the wing. Lost the dribble for a minute, and then they're going to get Rainey for the reach. And Dante Hawkins will be at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Haven't heard from Hawkins really yet this half.
Yeah, smart by Hawkins taking it at him, realizing that there is 1-and-1. So.
Yeah, and that's Rainey's 4th. Another foul. I mean, can't forget about Colbert. He fouled out with, I believe that was like 11 or 12 minutes left in this one. So Hawkins, first one up, goes home. He's got 20. So 2 players on the Dutchman roster, Beckman and Hawkins, for the 2nd straight game with upwards of 20 points. Hawkins now with 21 points, knocks it down, back to a 10-point lead for the Dutchman. 6.5 minutes to go. Here's Harris. Harris goes to Kalonji. Back outside to Hurd. Hurd goes past his defender, goes baseline, now stops. Back out top to Rainey. Rainey calling for the screen. Now to Hurd. Hurd wants it for a 3, knocks it down. Towns looks at the bench. Nothing you can do about that. 7-point lead, 76-69. Dutchman got to get a bucket here. Adrian Bulldogs definitely with the momentum right now. Beckman, baseline. Back to Gamm. Gamm lost it, and a foul called. Keon Rainey.
And that is going to be his 5th.
And Rainey picks up his 5th foul. And that means we're going to see freshman Oganowski back into the game.
Who confidently knocked down a 3 right before the at the end of the first half.
He did. So, I mean, not much of a drop-off for Oganowski, but Rainey's been getting a lot of minutes, and, ooh, man. Another tough one, Max. I don't know.
Yep.
Let me tell you, I never want to be an official. Never. Here's Gamm from the line. That one rattles around and falls. 77-69. 8-point lead for the Dutchman. Gamm, freshman, like I mentioned before, 6'7" out of Rockford. Second one on its way will go, and now Lewis will grab Teddy Ray. It's Riley Lewis back into the game. Ryan Gamm's got 2 points. And now Harris lets the ball roll, but picks up at midcourt. Goes Oganowski, back to Harris. Harris brings it across. Hurd again, he's hot. Once it won't go, rebound pulled down by Towns. Towns able to save it as well. Now hands it to Gamm. Gamm smartly back to Hawkins, and Hawkins brings it across. The Voss Fieldhouse likes the look of this. Here's Lewis. Lewis pulls up from the elbow. That one up and good. Riley Lewis. That's a confident stroke, Max Neihart.
It is.
You love to see that. Here's Hurd. Right hand won't go. Rebound pulled down by Towns. Now Hawkins the other way. 5:25. Hawkins wants to go. Runs right at it. Leaves it for Lewis. Lewis for 3. Left short. Rebound pulled down by Webster. 5:15 to go. Harris. Stop and pop off the glass. Nice take there by Harris.
And we're back to single digits just like that.
He's got 10. 80-71.
5 minutes on the clock.
We've got an exciting 5 minutes in store. Here's Beckman. Beckman from the wing. Now brings it back out up top. Inside, back to Gam. Now Lewis. Hawkins. Hawkins for 3. That one up and good. Dante Hawkins has 24. 83-71. And a timeout here for the Dutchman. 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. Max, take it away. I got to take a drink of water.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, the senior Dante Hawkins, what do you expect? He's playing confidently. He's been doing this for 4 years in a row. And like we talked earlier, his work ethic, I've seen it firsthand. It is off the charts. It's just what you love to see a senior do, take over a game.
Yeah, you got that right, Max. And, yeah, Dante Hawkins, I mean, I said it at the beginning of the year a lot. Lots of shoes to fill. I mean, obviously Harrison Blackledge. You think about Cody Stivey. You think about Chad Carlson. I mean, guys like Mitch O'Brien. There was tons of holes in this Hope College team. And I'm even missing a few names after listing those off. Everyone was looking to Dante. Obviously, Jason transferring in, we knew he was going to be good. We didn't know how good, and he's been phenomenal. But Dante Hawkins has done a great job this season of just leading. Even when he's not putting up many points, I mean, he is just a force on the floor. And the guys look to him for energy, and that is big. Here's Oganowski, another 3. That one won't go. Rebound by Towns. Towns has 3 rebounds on the last 3 possessions for the Dutchman. Hawkins. Now outside to Lewis. Gam up top. Finds Beckman. 4 and some change left in this one. Beckman,
he's seen this before, and he likes this matchup.
Yep, Webster matching up against Beckman. How did he get that off? That almost fell. And now the ball on the floor. Who comes out with it? Dennis Towns does. Who are they getting? Oh, Jason Beckman, a foul, I think, while he was on the floor. Sideline official saw that one.
I'm not sure if that's the foul I saw.
Yeah, not sure if it's the foul I saw, but sometimes that's how it goes. And now the 1-and-1 opportunity here. We'll get a look underneath, and yeah. He got a little bit of the ankle, and yeah, I mean, Jordan Harris was in Beckman's face there a little bit.
It's going to be important these last 4 minutes to see which team can hit their free throws. Hope has showed early on that they can, but they got to continue doing that.
Harris from the line again. Chance to make this a 10-point game. That one up, falls. 83-73, clutch free throws from the freshman. Beckman will bring it across. He's got 21. Hands to Hawkins, who has 24. Now down low to Towns. Towns back to the basket. Nowhere to go, back to Gam. Now Lewis. Lewis in the corner, gets trapped, goes to Gam. Gam steps inside, nice pass to Beckman. Beckman thought about it, gets Harris out of his shoes. Now takes it up strong with the right hand. And 2 points rather for Beckman, but he's got 23. Harris, Oganowski, he wants the 3 ball, he gets it. That one won't fall. Rebound pulled down by Gam. And now Beckman with it. 3 minutes and 20 seconds as Beckman brings it across. Gam inside. Leaves it for Towns from the free throw stripe. That one back iron won't go. Gam grabs the rebound, and another possession here for the Dutchman. Riley Lewis had an open look,
Hope's going to take their time with this possession, try and take
as they should. As they should. Lewis crossover. Needs some help. Gets it out to Beckman. Beckman goes left and now goes back to Lewis. Lewis will now spot up the 3. That one up won't go. Rebound tipped around. Going to be grabbed by someone. Going back to the Bulldogs. Questionable call again. We'll see if we can get a replay. Official had a perfect view on it. Trust that he was right. Now Harris lets it roll across the timeline and then picks up. Oganowski hands back over to him. Down low to Webster. Webster going to work, and a foul and a 3-second violation. This one on Jeremy Kalanji. The officials are on top of it.
They
Max.
are. I mean,
Yeah, 3-second violation with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Yeah. Preston Granger back into the game. Ryan Gamm gets a nice applause from the Dutchman faithful. Now Hawkins with it.
Regardless of the turnout of this game, you got to commend Adrian for fighting back. And
nice pass there by Dante Hawkins. Preston Granger lays it in. Granger has 16. Harris for 3, falling away from the basket, and he misses everything. Harris can't believe that there was no deflection called on that one. Meanwhile, the Dutchmen have got it back to 14. Hawkins smartly to Granger, now underneath to Lewis. Lewis has to leave that one a little bit short. Was looking for the contact, wouldn't come, and now Oganowski brings it across. Finds Hurd. Hurd on the wing. Wants the 3 ball. That one up, won't go. Misses everything.
Another
Harris
ball.
grabs the rebound. Now pulls up from 3. Getting a little frantic here are the Bulldogs, and the rebound pulled down by Hurd, and he came over top. So with 1:48 to go, Hurd just left that ball on the floor.
Yeah, a little disrespectful.
Yeah, a little bit of disrespect from Hurd, but understandable so.
Yeah.
Again, just
Yeah.
another call that
to
could have
get-
gone either way. So, you know, if I'm in Trayshawn Hurd's shoes, I'm doing the same thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Beckman at the line. First one up and good. Just got word from our colleague behind me that the women's team at Hope College beat Calvin on a last-second basket. So big win for a team ranked top 10 in the country at Calvin. Never a fun place to go to for the Dutchman. Here's Hurd taking it to the basket. He gets fouled, so he'll be at the line now. Beckman knocked down 2. That's nothing new. Has the second best free throw percentage in the entire country. Getting word that it was Frankie Buchanan with the layup to win it. Erica Tolbert had the assist on that one. So good news for the Flying Dutch as they get a win. Had to get it back on track after a loss against Trine.
As the women's are now tied as well, correct, for first place?
Yeah, between Trine. Trine's got a great program on the women's side. They have a great program on the men's side as well, but always fun to see those two teams go at it. Really enjoyed calling that game with you, Max.
Yeah, that was a blast. We've had a lot of good games here.
Oh, yeah, we have. Been a lot of
Recently.
fun. Here's Hawkins getting away from the defense and brings it into the front court. Now back to Lewis. Now Beckman with it. That's not the guy you want to foul, but they're going to have to foul here soon.
Yeah, Beckman coming in at about 94, 95% free throw
Yep.
shooter.
Dennis Towns, that is the guy you want to
Yeah,
foul, but
get it.
they're not looking to foul. Now Hawkins with it. Goes past Hurd, and there's a reach. So Dante Hawkins will be at the line to shoot 2. Somebody had to do it. Jeremy Colongi picks up the foul. That'll be his 4th. Or rather his 3rd. Scoreboard was ahead of me. Replay for you. Dante Hawkins at the line shooting 2. Hawkins gets it to 90. He's got 25. I love to see Hawkins and Beckman competing for a highest score of the game. Could get used to that. And Dante will take over with 26. Jason, of course, with 25. Oganowski in the corner. Hands ready to shoot. Here's Hurd. Hesitation dribble. Now takes it up with the left hand. Left it short. Rebound tipped around. Grabbed by Webster at the end of it, and he lays that in. So 91-77. Bulldogs staying alive. But 1:08 to go, and a foul on Harris. So Jordan Harris, freshman, picks up his 3rd, and Jason Beckman is going to be at the line to shoot 2. No time comes off the clock, but again, it's pretty much an automatic from the line when Beckman's there, and looks like a full platoon change here.
Yeah, Coach Lindsey's going to bring in the reserves for the rest of the
Landini,
game.
Andrew Landini. Got Jacobs, and then we're going to have Buckner. So I think that may be the white flag for the Bulldogs, as well as 30 Jared Sloop back into the game. Dutchman will do the same. Got a whole list of names, try to keep up with it. It's Matthew Zanstra. Got Calvin Hackert. Sam Vree.
Max Gation.
And Jason Beckman misses one. Never really happens. And, yeah, Max Gation into the game. Thank you, Max. Can't forget the guy that has your own name.
Yep.
Pass to the corner for 3. That one will go. Missed everything. And the rebound was pulled down and then turned over. So Calvin Hackert will bring it across with 45 seconds to go, 92-77. And this is a huge victory for the Dutchman, Max. Huge.
A commanding victory from the Dutchman.
Absolutely. Here's Buckner.
They wanted this one.
Hands it to Geischner. Hackert with it. Nice
Wow,
pass
good
there.
pass.
Left it for Beckman in the corner. Beckman for 3. That one up and good. Jason Beckman knocks it down. He's got 29.
I don't think he necessarily wanted to shoot that.
But hey, I mean,
he was wide
why
open.
not?
Yeah,
Why not? Shot clock's off.
He had to shoot.
Oh, man, Max. This has just been a blast. 95-77, and the Bulldogs are just going to let this one run out. And like that, the Dutchmen are going to improve to 8-3.
Shooting lights out on the night.
Absolutely.
Beckman just kind of putting the exclamation point on the night with that.
And there's the buzzer. But Dutchman at least will have a share of first place. And I love to see this. Greg Mitchell going through the line slowly. I mean, just really applauding some of these guys on the Adrian Bulldogs roster. They really are a fun team to watch. So for all the Adrian fans out there, you guys got a couple of fun years in store because these guys are awesome. For the Dutchman fans, thank you for, as always, for listening. I'm Steve Binnig. He's Max Neihart. We'll see you on the next broadcast. Thanks again. And as always, roll on Dutch.